Welcome everybody, Mike Martinez, and today I got the pleasure of sharing this information with you, my partner and friend, Jason Young. Jason, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and sharing this with me. You know, as public adjusters, and if you don't know what that is, Jason and myself, we are licensed and bonded public adjusters in several different states. Now, public adjusters are the advocates for homeowners when they experience damage to their property and they're going through the process of putting a claim together, right? There's a very specific way you got to do that. And when you don't do that in the specific outline that the insurance companies do or require, you simply don't get paid the appropriate amount. So what Jason and I do is that we go out there, we qualify claims, we make sure you have a valid claim, and then we go out there and make sure that your paperwork, that all the correspondence, that everything that needs to be done is lined up properly so that the homeowner gets the most money. So, Jason, let me start by asking you, over the years and every year, you know, we get new information and the company updates us on here's what's going to be a little harder to do and here's what's happening. What have you seen in the field that is something that we have to watch out for?
Yeah, a lot of policies are changing right before, in front of everyone, and people don't even realize it. That's the importance I keep emphasizing, that you got to read the policy. You got to read your policy because certain policies, roof damage is no longer covered. You have to have a wind-driven opening just to have a roof covered anymore, and define what's wind-driven opening. You know, just because you might have a roof leak, missing shingles might not even constitute even having a wind-driven opening anymore. So that's one thing that's actually going about. With the coronavirus too going on, a lot of insurance companies are no longer really working, even though they're considered essential, words essential. So they're actually, a lot of them are actually approving or denying claims right from their own homes without even going into the home to take a look at it. You know, it's not good because it's not being investigated, especially being investigated properly, because you know, especially if someone needs like remediation. Well, at that point, the homeowner is then the project manager of their own home. And, you know, the homeowner's always seen it as they know it in their eyes. But then there's the professional's eyes, how to get the work done properly. There might be hidden damages that they're not even aware. Several rooms might also be affected behind there, where the ceiling, behind drywall or whatever, or even underneath the floor. So a lot of times if a remediation comes out and it's come from the insurance company, like I said, the homeowner is the project manager, so they're calling the shots. So if the homeowner originally didn't tell the insurance company that, legally the remediation company can't do any further work to fix the damage because they weren't told to do so. That's where we come in, because we're professional. We professionally represent the homeowner and their time of need to make sure that the work gets done properly, treated fairly, and paid fairly as well. We can't get them paid any more than their policy will allow, but we won't let them get underpaid as well. So it's really important. I personally just had experienced had a client that had some damage underneath their kitchen sink, some water damage, and what happened was they didn't properly present their own claim. So they called out a plumber, and when the plumber came out, he got to the pipe, but there was all water damage underneath the sink. So the insurance company came out and they kept emphasizing that there was mold. Well, mold is not covered under the policy, even though it's caused mold. The water pipe, water damage caused mold. So the homeowner in that case actually denied their own claim because he kept emphasizing mold. You know, that's consequential for the mold damage. That's pretty much a guarantee, but you can't just emphasize that there's mold, because then you need a mold abatement crew to come out there and clean it up, not a remediation. So they turned the whole claim that was actually in their favor, turned it around and made their own claim go denied. And that's the purpose of us, because we make sure everything gets identified properly. The correct verbiage is actually used, because in the policy, you know, the mold's getting cleaned up, the water damage is getting cleaned up, but there's a certain protocol that's got to be followed according to the state standards and the policy standards as well. And
yeah, and you know, I just experienced something like what you're saying, only to a different facet, because This particular homeowner, he had damage in the sink, in the cabinet underneath, but he never claimed it, right? And so when he did claim this new damage, the insurance company came and said, no, 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 you had some old damage and you didn't repair it. Now you can't claim the new damage because it affects the old damage and it makes it a bigger damage, right? That's in the policy. Now, here's what's interesting. The psychology that's being used by the insurance companies is, oh, yeah, we're going to take care of you. That's what they tell you in one hand. You see all the commercials, they say, oh, we're going to take care of you. And the other hand, when you get your statement, they say, oh, look, you're getting a $10 discount because you don't have any claims. So they're pushing for you really not to add anything, not to claim anything. But at the same time, they're telling you, oh, we got you. If there's a problem, we got you. But they don't want you to use it. So, I mean, it's a very, very interesting psychology, and it works, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then, like we just said, you get denied because, you know what? I didn't claim that. I was afraid to claim it because I didn't want them to, to be upset with me. They think I'm taking some of their money. The fact of the matter is, it's the homeowner's responsibility to, when you experience something, you should go out and claim it. Now, here's the one caveat I would say. The one thing you want to do is contact a public adjuster, contact Jason, contact myself before you pick up the phone, because then there's a lot of different variables there. Then we can look at, does it meet your deductible, right? Some people have 500, some people have 1,000. If you have just a cabinet that's damaged on some water and that cabinet is $300, it really doesn't meet your deductible, but that claim is going to go on your record. So you want to kind of do certain things. Now, I can tell you, I just walked into a claim yesterday, and the homeowner had a room which was like a sunroom, kind of like a sunroom, and he had some damage because of the sunlight. I mean the sun. What do you call those things? The skylight. Yeah. So I mean, the bottom line was, the insurance had gone over to him, and I won't mention the name, but it's a big one that you see on TV all the time, and they denied him. Now we are moving forward with a claim for the entire roof. They just claimed, oh no, your skylights are leaking. That's not my fault. That's your fault. You didn't maintain it, which is really not true, right? But now we found additional damage in the roof, and now we're going for the entire roof. That's the difference between an insurance adjuster coming to your house and looking at damage, and a public adjuster. Insurance adjuster comes in thinking, how can I deny this claim? A public adjuster looks at the damage and say, how do we cover everything that we can cover? That's the difference, and that's why you as a homeowner want to use a public adjuster.
Right, definitely. Like Mike was saying, it's definitely the way to go. Now, me and Mike, our relationship's going back several years now. I mean, Mike's a great friend of mine, a good mentor of mine. So I'm always looking out for him for advice and listening to him talk too. So I admire you, Mike. So thank you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you. But same time with these videos and everything, it's a great thing to get points across, because we could reach a whole lot of people in certain things that they're policy. I mean, there's a million different subjects we could talk about public adjusting with this. Just the correct words to use, what not to say. But the problem is too, with the coronavirus now, people are afraid to have people come into their homes for the most part. So we had a big storm on April 13th, a few weeks ago, big wind and rainstorm. Now it's a well-documented storm even with the insurance companies. Now I've seen some claims that they're being denied and some are getting approved. But the problem is, they're the ones that are getting approved. Just because it's approved doesn't mean it's getting paid properly. And I had this woman that I dealt with probably right after the 13th. She wanted to deal with the insurance company on her own, and I'm fine with that. That's the thing. But I gave her my business card, and I said, "Listen, once you get your settlement, if you're not happy with it, give me a call." Well, she got paid out, and she called some contractors out. The contractors, since the insurance company didn't go out to the property and do the proper valuation, they called the contractors out. Now, certain contractors are another one. It all really depends on their definition of essential, because some people feel comfortable and others don't. But the ones that were able to did come to her home, what she got felt the settlement that check that she received, she thought it was good enough. But the problem is it wasn't good enough, because once they started doing some work, once she did hire one, they started doing some work. They started finding hidden damages and some water damage over here and over there. And, you know, water's funny when it causes damage. And it goes up walls and everything else when it dries. So she wasn't well aware of that, because we actually use moisture meters and different types of devices like that, so to determine what type of damage has actually occurred. But she then called her insurance company after that, and they said that was it. Well, she then called me afterwards. So I said, let me see what we could do, see if we can reopen this. And we're in the process now. There looks like there's going to be more money on the table because her claim wasn't identified properly. There's a way to properly identify a claim and properly report it, and there's a way not to, the mediocre way. And then what happens when mediocre, you get mediocre results. The proper way, everything gets investigated all the way. The picture, documentation, receipts, you know, all that plays into part of it. When did it happen? Especially even after rain events. We've had a ton of rain after April 13th. So what happens in this case is, too, now the insurance companies are going to start really getting harder, because they're going to say, well, you didn't file a claim on the 13th after you said this was the damage was done, but we've had a lot of rain since then. So long-term damage now starts to play a part in this, because they're going to say, well, if it happened April 13th, how much more damage occurred after April the 13th? You know, she had some roof damage with the roof too, and the problem is you have to stop and prevent any future damage from occurring. So what does that mean? You got to tarp your roof. You got to get a roofer out to come stop it from any damage, because you keep just letting the rains hit the roof, you're just causing more damage. And what happens? Mold starts to grow. Mold is not covered under a loss. It will get cleaned up, but it's not covered by itself because it's not a covered peril. So that's where we come in to make sure everything gets identified properly, paid out properly, and treated all around the board. Everything's going to take care of properly.
Yeah, and that's a good point, man. You know, the average homeowner has no clue, and it's not that, you know, everybody is specializes in something in their life, but the average homeowner doesn't know how to detail the things you know how to detail, right? They don't know. They receive a check, and the insurance company has a tremendous psychology. They go out there and they amp it up. Oh, Jason, you are so lucky. Oh, listen, I'm looking at a $3,000 check for you right now. I'm putting it in the envelope. You'll have it in a couple of days. Sign the settlement papers, right? And you're saying, hey, honey, we got $3,000, right? When you're really supposed to get $20,000. And this happens quite often, right? So this is why, you know, if you're looking at this and you got any kind of damage, if you're experiencing it now, you got some damage on that storm that Jason was talking about, or any storm, you go out there and you pick up the phone, and we work on a contingency basis. We work where, just like a lawyer, if we don't get you anything, you don't owe anything, right? We put the effort out first, and we do all the legwork. And if we don't get you anything, that means, you know, you don't owe us anything. So you got nothing to lose. If you got damage, you want us to go over there, take a look at it, take a look at your policy, and understand that this is a very specialized thing. And when you're doing something specialized, you want to have the right representation. When you're doing anything, when it comes to legal matters, you want to have the right representation. That's what Jason is licensed to do. Jason's been studying with our company for a number of years, just getting this information. And now he's prepared to go head to head with the insurance companies, right? Trust me when I tell you, these guys are experienced with handling hundreds, if not thousands of these claims. And if you're not, if this is the very first time you're handling an insurance claim, you are going to leave tons of money on the table. You let a guy like Jason do what he does best, do what he has been trained to do, is to go out there, right? I would not tell a street fighter to go into a cage fight and fight with these professionals, right? Because you're going to get destroyed, right? Even though you say, hey, I had 5 street fights, I'm good. It's not the same thing. It's not the same as somebody that has had hundreds or dozens of fights and knows the rules and knows how to play the game, right? So again, if you are a homeowner, you experience any kind of damage whatsoever, even the slightest damage could, like Jason said, have some hidden damage that's going on that you're not aware of, right? You see one drop fall from the ceiling and you say, okay, let me just patch that up. It's not a patch up job, because behind that ceiling, you got some insulation. Behind that ceiling, you got moisture that's now maybe developing into mold. And like Jason said, if you don't take care of that appropriately, that's what's in your policy. If you don't take care of that appropriately, then you're going to be denied. So pick up the phone, give us a call, say, hey, you guys offer a free evaluation. I want to take advantage of that. I got some damage. Jason's there to help you. So am I. Pick up the phone. Give us a call.
Yeah, definitely. Give us a call. Don't lowball your biggest asset is your home. I mean, if anything, you want it to be done right and the proper way. And, everybody wants to handle things on their own. Everybody thinks they can do it, but when things start to get out of hand quickly, especially if you don't really know the proper way of handling and what your rights are too, because you do have rights. The insurance company's not going to say, oh, you got this right, you could do this, you could do that. They're not going to take you by the hand. They expect you to know it. They send you the policy, you pay for the premium every year, but there's this insurance verbiage, it's like attorney wording, that it gets very confusing to understand. We got to take a lot of hours throughout the year. It's probably like close to 100 hours of classes that we got to take just to understand these policies. So we're professionally there for you in your time of need.
Yep. And you know what? Before we close, I just wanted to drop this one idea in your head. Jason started this conversation talking about the changes that are going on. And every year there's changes to your policy. And before, I could tell you, whenever I got my new policy, my wife would yell out, hey, Dad, new policy's in. Oh, yeah, put it in the safe. Put it in the file cabinet. Put it in my desk. Put it in the drawer. I never even opened it, right? Before I was a public adjuster, I never even opened it. Now, here's what happens. Every time your policy renews, you're going to get a cover letter that says, hey, we made some changes. Look over the changes. And if you want to discuss them, give us a call within 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, whatever. And when you don't do that, when they make changes and you don't call them back and say, hey, my deductible changed, what happened there, right? Legally, they got the right to say he saw the changes and they're okay with them, right? Because that's what the cover letter says. Yeah. Now, if you don't read the cover letter, that's your responsibility. That's your fault, right? And this is what happens, guys. I can tell you, I recently went to a home in New Jersey where a tree came down. That's the peril is wind, and a tree came down, hit the house. But now when I'm looking at the lady's policy, she got a 5% deductible on wind damage, right? And it's a $379,000 policy, right? And so I said, do you know you got a 5% wind deductible? She said, no, I didn't know that. What does that mean? That means that the first $18,000 of damage is coming out of your pocket, right? And those things happen quite often, especially here in New Jersey. Ever since, what was that storm that we had a couple of years ago that was really bad?
What was that? Not Sandy, right?
Sandy, right. Ever since Sandy, the insurance companies have been adding these wind deductibles here in New Jersey, and they make a significant difference. And if you don't know that, again, Jason and I are there to kind of guide you through these perils, to kind of guide you through these bumps in the roads that if you don't know, it's too late to know once you got damage, right? You want to address these things before we do free policy reviews. So we can look at your policy. One of the things you want to do right after you get off this video right now is go look at your policy and see whether you have a deductible or wind deductible. You need to change that. Absolutely must change that. So, again, pick up the phone, give us a call. Jason and I are here to help.
We're here. Give us a call. Just for this to at least evaluate your coverage and to see what type of damage you have. And like Mike said earlier, just to see if it makes sense to file a claim, or to see if try to go help you represent you to make sure everything is handled properly. We're here for you.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason. I know you're a busy guy. I know I dragged you out to kind of do this with me. But I truly appreciate and I truly respect your opinion. So thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for advising people. And for you, if you're looking at this, you're a homeowner if we touched anything, if we sparked any interest in your mind, again, pick up the phone, give us a call, say, hey, can you take a look at this damage? Hey, I was denied 3 months ago with a policy, with a claim that I was attempting to get, and they denied me. Let's take a look, and maybe you guys can reopen it. We can reopen a claim up to 12 months in the state of New Jersey. So don't think that because you were denied, it's the end all. We may be able to open that up, but the more time you wait, the harder it is for us, right? So the bottom line is, pick up the phone, give us a call, let us know that we could be of assistance. Jason is an expert at what he does, and you want to get an expert, right? If you're not an expert, you need to have an expert. And here's the bottom line. Here's what's good for you. You throw it on Jason's lap, throw it on our company's lap, and you can walk away. Hey, Jason, keep me abreast of what's going on. I don't want to do anything with it. You send the letters, you send the emails, you do the court appearances. That's what his job is. That's why he's going to get paid. So that's what I'm telling you. If you have any kind of experience that you need for us to take a look at, pick up the phone, give us a call, say, hey, I would like for you guys to take a look at this. So, Jason, anything in closing?
You know, I think we hit everything, Mike. I think we had every aspect of everything. So right now it's like you said, just give us a call. We're here for you and through everything. Because, you know, not just today, but even your family or friends, if you know something, you know somebody who has something going on and they're struggling right now, we're here to help everyone. Not just if you're watching this video. We're here for everyone. You know, we're licensed nationally too. So even if you have somebody in a different state, we're here for you too. So, you know, just give us a call.
That's it. Thanks, Jay. I really appreciate you doing this with me today, man.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate your time, and thank you for everything.